Hi everybody, my name is Josh Allen and I am the author of 3 books for young readers published by Holiday House Books. The first of those books is Out to Get You, 13 Tales of Weirdness and Woe. The second of those books is Only If You Dare, 13 Stories of Darkness and Doom. And most recently, I am the author of Once They See You, 13 Stories to Shiver and Shock. Each of these books features spookily wonderful illustrations by the artist Sarah J. Coleman, and each of these books features covers that glow in the dark. Obviously, I write spooky stories for kids, horror stories, and I want to tell you why. I believe horror stories are good for us, because when you read a spooky story, you may feel emotions like fear, anxiety, tension, and your brain will start working on these emotions. Your brain will develop coping mechanisms for dealing with these emotions. And then when you read another spooky story, your brain works on those emotions some more. You read another spooky story, your brain works on those emotions even more. And you do that enough, and you develop the coping skills you need to encounter difficult situations in real life because you've practiced those emotions again and again in reading. Spooky stories help us build up emotional resilience. And so today, I'd like to share a horror story with you. This is called Hiding, and it's from my most recent book, Once They See You. You used to look for me under the bed, kid. Remember? Well, I think it's time to tell you, I was never under the bed. And not to be cruel, but sometimes I'd laugh at you through my fangs just a little when you'd kneel down in your footy pajamas, lift the drooping blankets, and peer past the toy cars and books to see if I was lurking there. I mean, under the bed. Come on. I know to avoid such a cliche hiding place. I guess that's why I laughed even harder when you got older and started looking for me in the closet. Seriously, the closet? Do you really think I'd want to cram in there with your messy shoe pile, your stray socks, and your forgotten toys? Sure, sometimes I made the closet door creak all by itself. Or on other nights, just as you were drifting off to sleep, I'd rustle your clothes on their hangers. But to spend a whole night in there like you thought I did? No, thank you. And hey, do you remember, years later, long after you'd stopped looking for me in the closet or under the bed, how you'd still scan the room at bedtime, checking the dark corners? Well, you should know I was never in any of them either, especially not in the corner by the side of the dresser that you always check twice. That's a bit of a tight squeeze for me, to be honest, so I've always tried to avoid it. Oh, here's something else. Remember that winter you slept with the hall light on? That was perfect. The glowing light from the hallway must have made you feel pretty safe, I guess. But you should know that you never were. Not even close. Light doesn't hurt me or even scare me, and I was still in your room that whole time, light on or off. But I guess I should thank you. With the light on, I could count your breaths as they rose and fell. I could stand close, just inches over you, and watch your dreaming eyes flutter below their lids. I've got to say, though, I've noticed you've stopped looking for me lately. You don't check the dark corners anymore. You don't sprint across your carpet after switching off your bedroom light. You don't even pull your covers up over your head like there's some kind of protective shield. I'm not thrilled about this. Not thrilled at all. Lately, it feels like you've been ignoring me, and I hate being ignored. I liked things the way they used to be, with you trembling under your covers and calling for your dad to make him listen for strange noises. I used to scrape my claws softly on your walls so you'd do that. You'd better start looking for me again, kid. You'd better start showing me some respect. Because if you don't, well, I guess I'll just have to stop hiding. And trust me, kid, you do not want that. That was Hiding. Like all of my stories, it includes an illustration by Sarah Coleman. I love the work she's done on this. Love that reaching hand, that unsuspecting, sleeping child. This is Once They See You, 13 Stories to Shiver and Shock.